Hey guys, it's Palm Tree Elegy. You're talking to Whiskey. This one today, have you ever been in a position in your life where you know something's just gnawing at you and you can't figure out what it's going on, you can't figure out the problem is, and you're like, man, like you don't know where to go with it. And I'm going to continue doing the stories and poems and stuff on YouTube. But I hit another block with all of that, and I'm trying to work on building my courses and my coaching. And I kind of hit a mental roadblock, and I had to figure out again, right, what's happening, because I don't just stop. I have to keep going, and I have to figure out what things are doing. And while I'm working on my coaching business and setting that up, I kept trying to narrow down my audience, like who do I want to market this to, and where is it going to go? And I realized that in honoring full authenticity and finding out who my actual audience is, which actually let me say this, many of the things that I'm going to do on this channel apply to everybody because I'm talking about the humanities and the human condition and life experience. So on that note, it applies to everybody and it's universal, whoever accepts my train of thinking. But my overall marketing is people with PTSD and conversion disorder, also known as functional neurological disorder. And that is something I haven't disclosed in a long time. And people who've only met me recently don't know or didn't know that I have conversion disorder. I've been diagnosed with complex PTSD, C-PTSD, and conversion disorder, which has recently been changed to functional neurological disorder. And basically what FND, or conversion is what I say because that's what I'm used to. What conversion is PTSD that has gone off the rails. It's on steroid, it took on a life of its own, and it's out to destroy the person who has it because you didn't deal with the PTSD. I didn't deal with the PTSD. From the time that I was diagnosed with C-PTSD to the time that my conversion showed up, it was probably a decade. And I had not been to one form of treatment whatsoever to treat my known PTSD. And it came back to bite me with a vengeance. And the 6 years, that was one of the contributing factors of my job chewing me up and spitting me out as a teacher, was because I hadn't dealt with my own issues. And then I was in a classroom trying to teach. No, I wasn't trying. I was teaching children the ways and the paths to get around the other things that are happening in their life, to be able to educate themselves about life so that they can then learn their academics. I never got a kid to excel in school because I taught them how to read. I got a kid to excel in school because I taught them how to stand in their own power and how to do what was best for them, for their future. And it turns out that that's exactly what I'm going to do with my audience on YouTube. I'm going to do a section, and also as my coaching business, I want to, let me back up a second. Functional neurological disorder, conversion disorder. It's called a somatic or a psychosomatic disorder. It's PTSD gone off the rails, and what happens is you get physical symptoms from psychological stress, and basically your brain is in overload and it's trying to protect you, so it shuts your body down. The Western medical field on psychology and neurology has severely failed people in this realm, and I don't mean to laugh about it. It's just so ludicrous how they just keep taking money for studies. And in the 7 years that I've been bettering myself, I just watched a video this morning that goes, nope, we don't know what causes it, and we don't know how to get through it, and that we don't think this and we don't think that, and oops, sorry, patients. And they're leaving everybody high and dry, and I'm like, no. And they're like, oh, well, there's this gap that we can't find. We can't figure out what the gap is. And what these idiots haven't figured out is the gap is the patient. The patient is the expert. They're the ones living through it. They're the ones with the trauma. They're the ones with the PTSD. They're the ones whose body shut them down. And the reason they can't put a thumb on all the causes and all the reasons is because none of us are the same. So in that, one of the segments of my YouTube channel is going to be not only helping people with conversion to navigate the paths and get themselves back into a quote unquote normal lifestyle, because the honest thing is none of us are normal. Define normal based on who? I mean, that's the biggest lie to start with. And then that's is to help people navigate their way through conversion, and then ultimately to encourage and to advocate for people to get help and get treatment and navigate their way through their PTSD so that they don't go through conversion. Lord have mercy. I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy. I wouldn't. You know, by the grace of God go I, that I am still alive and sitting here today. And many, many people know that there's been many opportunities in my life for me not to be here right now. But there's a bigger purpose and a higher plan for me, and now I know what that is. So, we keep talking. My first comeback launch was Who Am I? And this is just another piece of that, right? So, I love y'all. I'm going to be working on this segment, and then I'll be posting the next poem tomorrow, because I've been very consistent with my humanities and life lessons, and I'm pretty proud of myself on that. But I love you all, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye.